Good morning, Year 2. I hope you've all had a really good half term and enjoyed the sun. I know I definitely did. This week we are going to be looking at multiplication, and today in particular multiplication sentences. So to warm our brains up after half term, I want you to have a go at hit the button. But when you do it, make sure you do tables up to 12. And you can either do hit the answer or the question, I don't mind, but only your 2, 5 or 10 times tables. You can have a couple of goes at that and then come back ready for your lesson. Okay. What do you see? So when I look at this, I see two different things. I see, an addition sum. But I also see a multiplication sum. So for the addition, I see 5 counters here. So I've got 5, add another 5 counters here, which gives me the total of 10. However, I also can see that there are two groups, one group here and one group here, both with 5 in each group, and it gives me the same answer of 10. What about these counters? I can see an addition and I can also see a multiplication. So for the addition, I see 2, add 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. So 2, add 2, add 2, add 2, and add 2, which gives me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, practicing my 2 times tables there. But I also can see that there are 2 groups of 5, which gives me the same answer as 10. So our repeated addition gives us the same answer as a multiplication. Okay, I want you to have a quick go at these, so pause the video and see if you can have a go, and then come back and we will look at the answers. Okay, so what do you see? So you've got 2 dice here. The addition sum first. The addition is always the easier part to notice. So you've got 4 on one dice, and you've got 4 on another dice, which when you add them together gives you 8. But then I look at how many groups I've got. So there are 2 groups of 4, which also, as we just discussed, gives us 8. So there are 2 equal groups with 4 in each group. Okay, and then the fish, I've got 3, add 3, add 3. So 3 in the first fish bowl, 3 in the second fish bowl, and 3 in the final fish bowl, which gives me 9. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 groups. So there are 3 equal groups, so I can fill this bit in at the same time. 3 equal groups with 3 fish in each group. So it's 3 times 3. So 3 fish in each group equals 9. Okay. Can you match up the repeated addition with the multiplication? Okay, I want you to have a go, maybe write them down yourselves and then draw lines to match them up, and then come back and I will match them up with you. So 4 add 4, so I've got 2 lots of 4. So it's going to be this one here because I've got 2 groups of 4. 4 add 4 add 4. So I need 3 and a 4. So it's with this one here, 3 times 4. And then this one, 3 add 3 add 3 add 3. There are 4 groups of 3. So it's 4 times 3. And then inevitably this one is going to be here, but we always like to check. So it's 2 add 2 add 2. So there are 3 groups of 2. Just like that. Okay, what is missing from my calculations? So I know that I need 6 times 2. So let's see how many 2's I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the missing number in my repeated addition will be a 2. I want you to have a go at the next ones for me and then come back and check your answers. So here we've got 5 add 5 add 5 add 5 add 5. So that's 5 lots of 5. So it's going to be a 5. 5 times 5. This one is the other way round. We've got 4 lots of 3. I've already got my 4, so I just need to pop a 3 in there. And then this one looks really tricky because all I can see is 2's. So I need to look at this part first. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups of 2. So it is 7 times 2, just like that, okay? The total of this boy's cans of beans is 14, and he wants us to find out what the calculation could be. Now, he's not arranged them in a very good order, so I've helped him. I've put them like this, and we know that this is called an array because we've done lots of work on this at school together. So, what could my calculation be for this? I want to know how many groups I've got and how many are in each group. So sometimes it helps me to write it out. So I'm going to put I have got, and I can see my groups like this. So I've got one group, oh dear, Miss French, there, and another group here. So I've got 2 groups. So I have got 2 groups with, and then I just need to count how many are in each group. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with 7 in each. So the multiplication sum for this array would be 2 groups times 7 in each group gives me 14. That is one way you could do it. I then arranged them in another way, just like this. This time I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups. So this time I have got 7 groups with, and there are 2 in each group. Okay, so I have got 7 groups with 2 in each group. So my multiplication would be 7 times 2 equals 14. And it has just used the same numbers as before. And that is because multiplication is commutative. Now, I know we learnt that really big word, and it means that the numbers in the sum can go either way round. So these 2 numbers, okay? See if you can try and explain it to somebody that you live with, okay? And then the last way I did it is I lined all 14 bean cans up. So I have got one group with 14 in each, which sounds a bit silly when there is only one group. So the sum would be 1 times 14 equals 14. A little challenge for you. What would be the commutative sum for 1 times 14 equals 14? See if you can work it out. Okay then, bronze today. You have got these questions. So you've got to do the repeated addition and the multiplication for here. You've got to tick the correct multiplication for the Numicon. And you've got to see whether the picture matches the story and complete the sentences for your final questions. Silver, you are doing questions 1, 2 and 3 on the silver and gold sheet. Gold, you are doing 3, 4 and 5, not 6, Miss French. Okay, and then platinum, I don't know how tricky they are today. I think you should be okay if you use your brains and all that power that you've saved up over half term. Okay, and if you have done gold, I'd like you to maybe try a couple of platinum questions today, okay? And I will be back tomorrow with Tuesday's maths lesson.